Let me ask you something. Right now, without you even thinking about it, your blood is moving through your body in a very specific path, not randomly, not loosely, but in a very organized system that never stops. And the crazy part is, every single cell in your body depends on this movement. So let's just walk through it, slowly and clearly. Think of blood movement like a loop. It doesn't start and end. It just keeps going. But for us to understand it, we'll pick a starting point. Let's start inside your tissues, where your cells are. So your cells are constantly using oxygen to produce energy. This happens inside tiny structures called mitochondria. That's where energy is made. But once oxygen is used, the cell produces waste, especially carbon dioxide. Now, the cell has two problems. It needs more oxygen, it needs to remove waste. This is where blood comes in. Right next to your cells are extremely tiny blood vessels called capillaries. These are so small that red blood cells pass through almost one at a time. Now here's the important part. The walls of capillaries are very thin, just one cell thick. This allows substances to move across easily. So what happens? Oxygen leaves the blood and enters the cell. Carbon dioxide leaves the cell and enters the blood. This process is called diffusion. No force, no pumping here, just movement from high concentration to low concentration. Once oxygen is delivered, the blood is now low in oxygen. We call this deoxygenated blood. It also now carries carbon dioxide and other wastes. So it needs to go somewhere to clean up. The blood leaves the capillaries and enters small veins. These join into larger veins, until eventually, most of the blood returns to the heart through two major veins, the superior vena cava from the upper body and the inferior vena cava from the lower body. Now the blood enters the heart, but specifically the right side. First, it enters the right atrium. Then it moves into the right ventricle. The movement between these chambers is controlled by valves. These valves make sure blood flows in only one direction. No backflow. Now, the right ventricle contracts and pushes blood into the pulmonary artery. This artery carries blood to the lungs. This part of the journey is called pulmonary circulation. Inside, your lungs are millions of tiny air sacs called alveoli. Each alveolus is surrounded by capillaries. Now think about what's happening here. The air you breathe in is rich in oxygen. The blood arriving is low in oxygen. So oxygen moves from the alveoli into the blood. At the same time, carbon dioxide moves from the blood into the alveoli, and then you breathe it out. This is also diffusion. Same principle as before. Now the blood is rich in oxygen again. We call this oxygenated blood, and now it's ready to serve the body again. This oxygen-rich blood returns to the heart through the pulmonary veins. It enters the left atrial, then moves into the left ventricle. Now, here's something important. The left ventricle has very thick muscular walls. Why? Because it has to pump blood to the entire body with enough pressure. When the left ventricle contracts, it sends blood into the aorta, the largest artery in your body. From here, blood spreads through arteries, smaller arteries, and again into capillaries, reaching your brain, muscles, skin, every organ. The pressure created by the heart is strongest in arteries. That's why arteries have thick elastic walls. As blood moves further away, the pressure drops, which is perfect for exchange in capillaries. Then veins bring blood back at lower pressure. Some veins even have valves to help blood move upward, especially from your legs. So if we simplify everything, blood leaves the heart with oxygen, delivers it to cells, picks up waste, goes back to the heart, then to the lungs, gets oxygen again, and repeats. This is called double circulation. If this system stops for even a few minutes, cells begin to die, especially brain cells. That's how important continuous blood flow is. So next time you feel your pulse, That's not just a beat. That's your entire body being supplied with life, moment by moment. If this made things clearer for you, subscribe to Balanced Living Tips.